Welcome back to Dash Explore. I'm Sarah, and if you caught our last video, you saw that I shared our 5 biggest packing regrets from all of our family travels. And today we are flipping the script and I'm sharing our 5 biggest packing wins from all of our travels with our kids. We have now been on 6 international trips with our 2 girls, as well as countless road trips, so I know that suitcase space can be prime real estate when it comes to traveling with kids. And throughout all of these travels, I have found some absolute game changers of things that have made our travels significantly better, and I'm so excited to share them all with you today. Also know that we are not sponsored. We have bought every single one of these items for ourselves, and that we are just here to share our favorite items for traveling with kids with you in the hopes that it makes traveling with your kids even easier. So now let's jump into our 5 biggest packing wins from our family travels. All right, win number 1 is the glider board. And if you don't know what a glider board is, it is an attachment for your stroller that allows you to glide your older children along with your stroller without having to have a giant bulky double stroller. They come in all different styles and shapes, and not every glider board can fit on every kind of stroller, so make sure you double check that before you purchase it if this is something that you are looking into. But this can be such a game changer when it comes to traveling and sightseeing with your kids. The idea of dragging a double stroller through the airport, through the train stations, navigating the tight streets of Europe is just not something that is for me. And we were able to find a glider board on Facebook Marketplace of all places, and it has been an absolute game changer. We have a compact, lightweight travel stroller that folds all the way down into a bag, and the best part is our glider board fits directly into that bag and makes traveling so much easier. We have dragged that thing through countless countries, and to have a place for your older children to rest when you are walking all over the city is just something that I cannot put into words. So if you are bringing a stroller on your trip and you have more than one child, I highly recommend looking into getting a glider board because it makes travel with kids so much easier. So my next biggest win is the cord organizer. So I'm sure they sell 1,000 varieties of something like this online these days, but this is something that I was gifted years ago, and it's just a simple board with lots of different loops and holes for you to organize all of your cords so that they don't get tangled. And if you are a parent, you know that you have cords for all of your devices, all of your partner's devices, and all of the various devices for your kids, including sound machines, monitors, tablets, the list goes on and on. So having a place to be able to organize all of those cords and to keep them from getting tangled is a huge win for us. We love this organizer because it is a way to keep all of our cords from getting tangled, but also it makes it so much easier for us to find the cord that we need when we need it. So if you are struggling with the overwhelm of all the cords for all the devices on your trip, make sure you check out a cord organizer because it can make packing so much easier. All right, going into win number 3, and this is probably the single greatest travel toy that we have come across in all of our travels, all the things that we've tried. The single greatest travel toy for kids is Wiki sticks. If you have not heard of them, they are short little pieces of rope that are covered in wax that you can twist together, you can bend into different shapes, you can make all different kinds of creations. My girls have made bracelets, watches, tiaras, glasses, animals, written their name. I mean, the possibilities with these things are endless, and the best part is that they take up almost no space. You could keep them in your pocket. They fit in any sort of purse, diaper bag. I mean, they are truly incredible. And it was something that I wish I found out even sooner because they are really just that great. These are also toys that we keep almost exclusively for travel, so it is something very new and exciting for our kids when we do go out on trips, not something that they use day to day when we are at home. But we absolutely love Wiki sticks. If you have not tried them with your kids, go on Amazon, or I've even found them at Marshall's from time to time, and get yourself some Wiki sticks because being so compact and small, but having endless possibilities for kids of all ages just makes them so worth it. All right, moving into my last 2 wins, and these are probably 2 of my favorite travel items of all time. And the first one is the Foldie tote bag. Now, if you watched my video last week, I said the Foldie backpack was something that was just kind of a waste of space for us. We have smaller backpacks from our kids that still fit us that we can use for day trips, and so that we don't need to use our giant adult backpacks when just going out and about exploring for the day. But the Foldie tote bag is probably the best thing I've found since we started traveling. If you have traveled with kids, you know how much they can sucker you into buying all different kinds of souvenirs. You also come home with snacks or extra diapers, or you just end up with more stuff on your way home. And I love this Foldie tote bag because it folds down, fits in my suitcase, but it is also a nice quality bag that can fit all of our stuff. It has expandable options, really nice front pockets, 2 different sets of handles. I mean, the pro list is just so long. On our first international trip, we had bought a very cheap collapsible duffel bag, and although it did the job and helped us to bring all of our souvenirs home, it was very low quality. It was not sturdy at all, and I'm honestly not sure how many trips it would have lasted on. But now we've started traveling with the Foldie travel tote, and we just absolutely love this thing. And one of the biggest pros of this tote bag is that it has a sleeve for you to fit onto your suitcase, so it hardly takes any extra hands to carry. We also really love this tote bag, even if we don't end up carrying it on the plane home, just to get from place to place. If you are on a trip where you're going to multiple destinations and you've really squeezed your stuff into your suitcases, to have a place to put all the dirty clothes or to just put the extra diapers and extra snacks we've bought, it is so incredibly worth it to to just have a little bit of extra space to get from place to place. So in case you can't tell, we absolutely love this Foldie duffel bag, but any sort of expandable duffel bag is really something that is almost always worth it if you are going on a big family trip. And finally, let's go into our last and biggest packing win for all of our family travels, and that is the Slumber Pod. The Slumber Pod is a blackout tent that fits over top of a pack and play or a toddler mattress, toddler bed, and it blocks out all of the light and also can offer privacy when you're sharing a room with your kids. We love this thing. Whether we're going on road trips or flying internationally, this has been such a game changer, especially when we have to share a room with our children or when our children have to share a room with each other. When we travel, we tend to look for Airbnbs or apartments that have multiple bedrooms so that when we put our kids to bed, we have our own space to hang out and just unwind after a long day of travel. But for those times that we've had to share a hotel or a single bedroom apartment with our kids, having the Slumber Pod is such a lifesaver. This way you can have your phone or the TV or a laptop on and the light will not bother your kid and still allow them to get the quality sleep that they need after a long day of travel. Although this does take up a lot of space in the suitcase, it is absolutely worth every inch it takes up because it can give you a little bit of privacy if you have to share a room with your child or if your two kids have to share a room with each other and they've had a long day, they've had a lot of together time. To give them each a little bit of their own space is just absolutely worth it. It is also amazing because it is full on blackout tent. So if your child is really sensitive to light or you're jet lagged and you're on a different time schedule and you're just trying to get your kids some rest, having a place where it is completely dark can be such a lifesaver in getting your kids fully rested to enjoy the rest of your trip. It is nice because they also have inflatable mattresses for those older kids that you can put underneath it. And although we don't really travel with an inflatable mattress anymore, and we're kind of starting to phase out of the time where our kids can use this thing, for those early kid days, we cannot recommend enough the Slumber Pod. So if you're on the fence about whether or not to throw your Slumber Pod or any sort of blackout sleep option for your kids into the bag, pack it. It's always worth it. So those are our 5 biggest packing wins from all of our family travels. Finding the right packing gear for your family can be a tough chore. There's a lot of trial and error, but once you find something that works, it is always worth it to pack it over and over again. And if there is an item that you absolutely love to travel with when you are traveling with your kids, please make sure to leave it in the comments below because we are always looking for new items that make traveling with our kids even easier. And in case you haven't seen my last video yet on my 5 biggest packing regrets from our family travels, I will link that up here so that you can check that out to see the things that I would tend to leave at home just to save space in those suitcases. So thank you again for watching this video today. If you found it at all helpful, please make sure you hit that like button. And if you have any other questions about packing regrets, packing wins, please feel free to leave those down in the comments below. I'm happy to share all of my experiences if it will make your trip even easier. And if you want to follow along for more family travel tips or more family travel inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can get notified when we post new videos. We also have Instagram and Facebook pages at Explore, so make sure you check those out, and we will catch you in the next one.